So for touch identity, the source sounds were tonal, but then we made it into noise.
The sound sources were tonal instrument sounds, but the piece started with showcasing those sounds first. We hear those original sounds first, and then as the dance piece progresses, it got more and more noise, like noise based. We manipulated and things like that. The choreography itself also reflected that. Whatever it is sound is just frequency, right? I want to focus more on how the sound relates to the theme.
There are two ways to go about it. We can go back to the basics, where we use sounds of nature. When you were recapping some of the things that we were talking about, I was also thinking about how, for lack of a way of saying, Asian arts, it's not understood as music, theatre, dance in separation, but they are actually one. So that is also an idea to look at the disciplines that have separated us, but to acknowledge that for a lot of Asian cultures, our understanding of the sonic, our understanding of movement is actually an encompassing one rather than something that is divided. Standalone.
When you said nature just now, I was thinking, what if it's the sea? We used to be connected by the sea, but now we're connected by technology. Would this be a direction that is worth looking at? You know?
For sure. I myself have done work where I'm dancing in the sea. So now when you're saying that, right, what would be interesting is how do I replicate that experience into this work, creating that particular universe or the bubble that I'm working with. So I'm wondering, could that be an idea to work with? Yeah. Especially since the sounds in the sea itself would be very different, right? Because scientifically, sound waves are also affected, right? In water as to in air.
I mean, I like the idea. The only thing is the execution side of things. Is there any way to replicate the experience in a controlled manner? I was thinking of using a way to process the sound, right? Called granular synthesis. Basically, it takes a sound, any sound, right? And it breaks down to tiny little grains. Like sand. And it randomized, it's random. Every grain will be different. And so interestingly that to me that's like, oh, it's a...
Yes, I mean, rather than having to think that we need to recreate the experience, rather than having to hold ourselves ransom to the idea, could we make use of this experience of dancing from sand to sea as a reimagination of something else for a future of dance, right? Because we did talk about future. So maybe the idea is just taking something that we can do realistically, but then now with the possibility of dancing technology, reimagining a future of dance.
Yes, I just want to gather everyone to have a first meet. I don't know how many times we will meet as a team after this, because we can more or less work independently, right?
So what James was saying was correct. Is for my part at least, it's key to that this collaboration is there's a lot of communication involved. I need a better idea of what this project is about, so that it can reflect properly on the visuals, the website, and anything else we do.
The ad hoc snippets, which is just for everyone to just, use your mobile phones, capture anything. If you have something, ideas that comes to your mind, or certain things that you feel that you have made a breakthrough, in terms of the whole development, just record it on your own, and you should be good to go.
Then I guess that's it. Yay. Within the 40 minutes.
And more storage.
Yes.
Hey.
What is more intriguing to you? Water, wave, the sound of the sea, the sound of water?
Sound of the sea. And I'm also thinking of the sea beyond the waves, as in below the waves.
Submersion, right?
Submersion too, yes.
Okay. So maybe I will take the sound of the sea, waves, okay? And then on the music text side of things, I will turn it into sand, sort of grains, to sort of mimic the sensation. like this grainy sensation. And of course, we can turn that grain back into waves. And then from there, the waves can be further processed to make it sound like it's the submersion. So, what would be a suitable project title?
Submerge.
Between the land and the sea.
It's too slapstick. I'm trying to think, is there a particular word that describes that space between the sand and sea?
Another word for shore as a noun is verge.
Oh, the verge.
Yeah.
Hey, for verge, maybe that's a nice term.
Also, when I think of verge, I think of things coming together lah. So it has the dance and tech thing, and then the how cultures, countries, if you're talking about how people are connected through the sea.
Okay.
It applies to a few more things that we are doing.
Yeah, actually, yes. Especially since our work is quite multidisciplinary. Hey, so remember when we did Verge? Okay.
Wow.
No, I will always practice.
Prophecy.
Every time when I come up with a title, I always practice how I would see it in the near future. Because if it's too long, then it becomes very difficult. So I will always say, so I always practice. So for example, when I did Verge with James Lai in 2021, that works.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.